Okay, so now we have a functioning game. It's just not very interesting. So what we need to do next, let's click on the star sprite and go to variables, and we're going to create two variables. The first one is going to be score. We're going to keep track of how many times we defeat the star. And then the second one is going to be if there's an enemy present. Now you can see here that these displays automatically show up, but we don't want them, so let's just go ahead and hide enemy present, and we'll keep this scoreboard for now. Now we move the show down so we can put a set to 0, and we're going to set the score to 0 here, and then move the show back up. Let's get that off. And then set enemy present to no. This can be true false or it can be an integer, so either way. Now what we want to do is start making clones of the star. So we're going to put a forever loop down here and then an if-then loop inside of it. And what we want it to do is if enemy present equals no, so down to the variables enemy present inside this operator that says equals no, we want it to wait 0.5 seconds, 0.5. So let's put this control in there. We want it to create a clone of itself, and then down to variables and set enemy present to yes. It is now present. Now we want when I start as a clone, and we're actually going to change the show to go over to the clone, so we're going to hide the normal version, put a hide in there. And we're going to move these two blocks, the go to x100 y0 and set ghost effect to 0, over to the clone and move that back up. Now we want to make this a little more interesting, so what we're going to do is pick random operators for the x and the y. Now I want it to fill as much of the screen as I can, so I think it's 215 for the max x values or so, and then 115 for y. Let's give this a try. Alright. Now what we're going to do is when the star gets hit, we need to set enemy present back to no, and then delete this clone. Alright, now before I can test this out, you see the star spawns in a random location, but when I press space, the bullet just goes straight right because that's what we told it to. So we need to fix a few things on the ball here. So go over to the ball sprite, take off this point in direction, and take off key space pressed. What we're going to replace it with is point towards mouse pointer here. Put this back, and then in sensing, use mouse down. Now let's try this again. Alright. Now we can shoot any direction. I actually want the bullets to move a little faster, so here where it says move 10 steps, I'm going to change that to 20. Now let's go over to the star, and you'll notice that the score never incremented, so in order to change that, let's move this down and then put this change score by 1 in here. Now let's test this out. And you'll notice it's incrementing by 2 every time I hit a star. I don't know why Scratch does that, but that's an easy fix. We just go in here and change increment by 0.5. Now try again. We get 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. Alright, so it's working I actually verified that we can go to 155 on the Y, so negative 155, 155 for this pick random instead of the 115 we had. Now this last part is completely optional, but I like it. We can put a sound effect in here. I think we only have one sound effect built into Scratch, so let's just go ahead and use that. Start sound collect, and just to make sure it's not obnoxious, we're going to set the volume to 25% on that. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we've made some progress here. The star spawns in random locations. We can shoot it with the mouse instead of just pressing space now. Alright, thanks for watching.